up guys, Reps2Reality here. I'm going to be bringing you guys our basic chest workout. It's going to be good for anybody that's brand new at the gym. We're just going to show you guys everything step by step. Alright, so the first movement we're going to do is incline dumbbell chest press. You want to, first of all, get a bench that's like this. It essentially is one position away from being completely flat, so you pretty much want it to be just a little bit above, parallel to the ground. I'm going to show you guys how to do this without weight first. So the way this looks is when you're on the way down, putting your back into the bench, you want to retract your scapula, or you want to essentially pinch your shoulder blades together so that when you're on the pad, your shoulder blades are like tucked in behind you, kind of. So that way when you're doing the movement, you feel more in your chest rather than your front shoulders. So this is what it's going to look like. This will be your starting position. You want your elbow slightly forward. You don't want it to be completely out like this when you're doing the movement. Slightly in. And then you just have your arms at 90 degrees at a resting position. And you don't want to go any lower than parallel to the ground. You want it to be parallel to the ground. And then you pretty much just go straight up with it. And then you come to, at the top of the position, you don't want to be fully locked out with your elbow. You just want to have a slight bend. So it's going to be, it's not fully locked out. So with both arms, and my back against the seat, press up, and just before lock out. And then you come back down. And just keep doing that. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like with weight. So grab the weights, take a seat, and then what I pretty much do is I start retracting my shoulder blades back right now before I even lie down into the position. So right now they're back, and then I kick them up like this, and now they're in a nice position. And then I'm in the starting position now, and I just press up, straight up, and back down, straight up, back down, straight up. Alright, just a quick tip for this exercise. When it starts getting really heavy, a lot of people tend to start, they have their feet on the ground, they tend to start jerking it up so their butt comes off the bench. Try to get it up. You want to make sure that your butt is always on the bench, and same with your back. Otherwise you start losing. Alright, so the next movement we're going to be doing is flat dumbbell chest press. So I pretty much have the bench set on completely flat, it's parallel to the ground. Okay, so then I'll show you guys how to do this without weight. It's kind of like the same thing as incline. Before you get down into the position, you want to pinch your shoulder blades back together. This will help engage your chest more. So you come back. You can even readjust when you're down here if you lose it. And kind of pinch your shoulder blades back. And then it's the same thing where you have your arms up to your side. This is the starting position. Upper arm parallel to the ground over here. And the elbows slightly forward, not directly to your side. So slightly forward, and then your hands are directly above in like a 90-degree position. And then you pretty much just press right up above you to, again, not complete lockout where you have a straight arm. It's slight bend in the elbow. And you're just coming back down to that position. Back up, just like that. I'll show you guys how to do it with weights. So again, with this movement, you want to keep the dumbbells parallel to the ground, or having your pinky fingers slightly tilted up with the dumbbell. We don't want to have it tilted this way. So like this, but not like this. So just a quick tip for any of these dumbbell presses, when they're in this position on your legs, the way to bring them up to you if they start getting heavy is you can kick them up one by one, so like this. Or if you know that you can lift the weight, you can do both at the same time, just kind of kick it back, and bring it to the finishing position, and then start your movement. Alright, so the next exercise we're going to do is using this machine here. There's a couple of different names for it, but the common name is the pec deck. So just like with any other, well, most other chest exercises, you want to make sure that your shoulder blades are pinched back when you're on the seat. You want to make sure that the seat's high enough where when you grab the handles, your arms will be straight out in front of you, whereas if you're sitting too low, you might be like this, or if you're too high up, you'd be sitting like this. You want it to be parallel to the ground. So the next thing is going to be arm placement. You want a slight bend in your elbow, and you want to have it set up here so that when you're in your starting position like this, you want it to be so that your chest is fully open. Pretty much your hand should be to your side, like right now. This isn't even, it's a little bit further back. So both sides. This looks like this, and this starting position is how you're gonna finish too. So your arms don't curl in or anything, they just go straight all the way and right to the end. So you go all the way back, so you can feel your chest open up, and then you bring it all the way in, like that. You should feel it squeeze at the top. So you pretty much adjust to this side part, so whatever's comfortable. You don't want to be starting over here because then you don't get the full stretch in the chest. You don't want to be too far back where it's really uncomfortable on your shoulder and your back. Alright, so the last exercise I'm going to show you guys is the cable flies. It's kind of like the pec deck machine. So I have the handles set to the highest position on this machine. There's different variations. You can have it like in the middle or at the very lowest setting or the highest. They all hit the chest a little bit different. I'm just going to show you guys this one today. So you grab the handles, and same thing with the pec deck. You have a slight bend in your elbow, and this will be your starting position. So slight bend, and you can have, so you take a step forward from the machine with the weights, and you can either be standing like this, you can be standing like this, or this way. You kind of just have to find a balance in whatever's more of your preference. This is a pretty stable position for most people. So you pretty much bring the weights forward in front of you like this, same elbow bend at the finishing position, and the weights pretty much come to your lower chest. So you go back, but not too far back. Same thing as the pec deck, where it's just kind of to your side. Open up the chest, bring it back in, squeeze the chest. You want to make sure that your head stays up, and then you try to keep your chest up as high as possible. Alright, so I'm going to give you guys 3 general advices for all these exercises. The first being that if there's any exercise that doesn't feel right or starts like hurting you, don't keep doing it. Reanalyze the movement and how to do the form properly, otherwise you could hurt yourself. There's a difference between like good pain and bad pain. The second thing is a lot of the movements that we're showing you are using dumbbells, and that's because for any beginner, you don't have your stabilizer muscles yet. So with dumbbells, if you have any imbalances or stabilizers aren't in yet, you will work out every side on their own rather than like using a barbell where you might push the weight with one side more than the other, creating an imbalance. The last piece of advice I'm going to give you guys is to make sure you have your form down pat first before you move on to heavier weights. A lot of times when people do their chest exercises, they'll have a sore front shoulder, and that's because a lot of times they're engaging their front shoulder instead of engaging their chest. So that was our basic chest workout. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully it helps some of you guys out. If you like what you saw, subscribe to our YouTube channel and like our video. Thanks.